Welcome, entrepreneurs and go-givers, to Now What podcast. My name is Sean Bolden, and today I have a special guest with me, Alyssa Whitney. She's out of Subto. We met pretty much a couple months ago. Wonderful woman, great mother. Let's talk about it. Leave a comment below. Tell me your why and how we can do business together.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on, Sean. I'm excited to be here and just kind of tell you a little bit about my real estate journey. Should we start with the beginning and how I got started?
Absolutely. Just tell us a little bit about, why you got started, what brought you into Subto.
Okay. Yeah, well, my why is definitely my daughter. You mentioned I'm a mother. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and she's kind of my ride or die. We go everywhere together. And a few years back, I was like, I really want to have the money to be able to afford to send her to private, like elementary school, like I did when I was a kid. And I just knew, like, with my, current job and what I was doing, that I wasn't going to be able to do that with just me. And so I was like, what can I do? And I had these, my boss at the time was into real estate. He has several multifamily and some like businesses and stuff like that. And so I basically approached them and said, how the heck can I do what you're doing? And they kind of took me under their wing, and for about 2 or 3 years we got me into like a place where I could purchase my own home. And that's really how I got into real estate. I didn't really know when I started the journey that then I would be turning my home into an Airbnb, and that's what really kind of like shifted my mind and like, okay, I can do this to make some sort of income on the side to then, help with my why, which was sending my daughter to private school. So that's kind of like how I got started. But after I purchased my home, and then I was on the road so much with my W-2 that I threw it up on Airbnb when I was gone. And it was fun. Like, I loved it. I was obsessed with it. And I was like, how can I do this again, but faster? Like, the first one took me 2 to 3 years to do. And I was like, I don't want to wait another 2 or 3 years to buy one more. And, it's just kind of like a slow game, the traditional way that my mentors had taught me. And not to say that's wrong, but like, I was like so hungry for more that I was like, I don't have time to wait. So I just like was searching the internet for like, anything that I could find on real estate. And I honestly don't know how I stumbled upon it, but there is a Facebook group of it's run every Tuesday by a fellow Sub 2 student, Emilio, here in Oregon. And he has like, it's a small little page, and he has a Zoom every Tuesday. And so I found it and I like hopped in. It's for anybody. You don't have to be Sub 2. And they literally every Tuesday, just for however long they go, they talk about real estate. And in like, I want to say like the first meeting, he started talking about this guy Pace, and I was like, who the heck is Pace? I'd never heard of him, never, like, I wasn't on YouTube, like, and so I didn't really, ever see the videos or any of the advertisements or anything. And so they started talking about what Sub 2 was and creative finance. I had never heard of creative finance because, again, my mentors, purchase with loans or cash, or a more traditional way. And so
Yeah.
after I heard about that, and that was probably in December of 2022. At that point, then I found his videos on YouTube, and I would binge watch everything till I like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, I just couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
And I want to say, so it was January of 23 that I ended up joining Sub 2. And I had my interview with the kind of admissions people, and they said I'd be a good fit. And we kind of talked about the finances. And so I went to my family and was like, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm passionate about it. I know I can do it. Are you willing to help me invest in myself and like get me to where I want to go? And so a few of my family members like pitched in, and I joined Sub 2 January of 23.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been awesome. It's been great. I will say, like, for me, the journey in Sub 2, it's kind of been like slow going at first because of, like I said, with my job, I just was working so much and traveling so much that, I would say maybe the first 4 or 5 months I was just consuming a ton of knowledge, and I was joining the daily Zooms and everything that I could, but I wasn't really doing too much action stuff just because I was obviously so busy with work. So I wouldn't say that like I've really kind of like propelled and taken off in sub 2 necessarily until probably about maybe May or so the last few months.
Gotcha. So I want to kind of take a step back. You said that before you joined, you had someone that you was kind of looking up to that pretty much got you into the real estate because they were doing deals, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So how do you think that was, kind of influential to you in stepping out of your box as far as like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna follow his lead. I'm gonna try to do this. And what got you to start going to those Tuesday meetups? What made it kind of click? I know you spoke about your child and things of that nature, but what kind of clicked to help you kind of push you forward to get started?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the motivation was obviously my daughter and just wanting that extra passive income for us. And overall, for me, it's just, being able to provide this life for her that I have envisioned in my mind of, it's not like I want her to be spoiled and have all this materialistic things, but I want to be able to do things with her, have experiences with her, and just have everything that we need. And for me, like as a single parent, that, I just knew that I needed to find a way, and real estate was it. And for me, not only is real estate it and like a great choice as far as investing and making passive income, but like I really enjoy it. And so like the two, I was just so like hungry for more that I had to keep going and keep pushing and keep learning. And yeah, I'm still learning. Obviously there's so much to learn and so much to do.
Yeah, it sounds like the time. You want that time.
Yeah.
You want to be able to spend that time with your daughter, and the same with me. I just, that I got 3 boys myself, and that's that time I want back so I can be able to do what I need to do. Okay. And so as far as you getting into sub 2, how has that experience been now that you're in? I know you kind of moving at a slow pace, as you said, not really getting into everything, but what things are you educating yourself on right now?
Yeah, so, at the beginning, I was kind of just like getting my bearings and like learning because I had no idea what creative finance was at all. So I think I binge watched like the 6 weeks in 1 week and like learned everything I could and then dove into the vault. But for me, it's like I have been able to form so many friends in sub 2, and even when I wasn't able to like be taking action, that was one goal of mine, is to be always networking, finding friends, attending the family night Zooms, and just connecting with people. And so that was one big focus for me in the beginning, because like I said, I couldn't be doing too much. But as of now, from that networking, funny enough, is like how I actually found the team that I'm on now. One of the
Right.
family night Zooms that I did attend, and I was networking, and Pace had like it was that night he was doing like a competition, like how like everybody's racing to get the most connections or friends and in one night.
I
And
remember that.
so yeah, and yeah, so I was reaching out to a ton of people saying who I was, what I have, and what I need. And I was in it, or am an integrator, and I found someone that needed an integrator. And so we connected and did some like interviews and meeting the team kind of stuff, and then away we went. So yeah.
Got you. So you mentioned this, you said, what you have and what you needed. So
Mhm.
what do you have and what do you need right now in your business? What do you bring to others that they don't know about you?
Yeah. So what I have is a great team in place, and we're really picking up speed, and we're focusing on direct to agent, low to no equity. So we have lots of warm leads that we're working on. But for me, what I need within my team and for myself is I'm really just looking to connect with other integrators in sub 2, because for me, it's just like I can never get enough knowledge. And so I want to connect with others in the community, high level people, new people, just all types of integrators, because I want to know what they're doing in their business. I want to tell them what we're doing in our business. And like, you can always get little gems from everybody else. And so, I just love to connect with people. And so, yeah, if you know other integrators in Sub 2, or if you're an integrator in Sub 2, I'd love to connect and hear what you guys are doing, and maybe how I can use some of what you guys are doing in our system and vice versa.
Gotcha. Okay. If there's one thing that you can say, or a phrase or a statement that you could say about people watching right now about Sub 2, what would you say about it, the experience?
Um, yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like the greatest decision that I ever made. And I knew that it would be. It was more like convincing others around me that were going to help me the case. But, since being in the community, it's like the community is what is so amazing. People are so willing to help. There's everything that you could possibly need is in the community. There's private money, there's different, like there's buy and hold people, there's wholesalers, there's accountants. I mean, just you name it, it's in the community, and all you have to do is just put yourself out there and connect with others.
So how would people connect with you?
I would say the easiest way is probably Instagram, and my Instagram handle is Alyssa, Alyssa, Ray Whitney, RAE, and then WHITNEY, Alyssa Ray Whitney.
Hey, y'all heard it first. Thank you for coming on here and speaking with me. And this was great. I
Yeah.
pretty much know what you're doing now in your business, and I kind of know what you need now. So let's do some deals together. I think that's the best thing that's smoking,
Yes.
Let's
That's
do
that's
that.
the plan. Thanks for having me so much.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for being on with me. Y'all heard it first. Alyssa Whitney, great podcast. Y'all can find my information below. Y'all can find her information below. Come follow us and learn what we're doing.